In many parts of the United States, masks still serve a purpose. They give the government an excuse to punish people for no reason whatsoever and to sort the obedient from the disobedient. That just happened to one man in Harnett County, North Carolina. The man's name is Gregory Hahn. He showed up for jury duty in a mask-optional courthouse. When he got there, since it was optional, he said, "I don't really want to wear a mask." So in response to this, the judge, a man called Charles Winston Gilchrist, threw Gregory Hahn in jail. Now, we would assume this be a made-up story, except it's not, because Gregory Hahn is joining us now. Mr. Hahn, thank you very much for coming on. Did we misstate that? It was a mask-optional courthouse. You opted not to wear a mask, and you wound up in jail. How'd that happen?
That's correct, and some of my family thought it was a joke, too, when I sent the article to them. I never thought I would serve up to jury duty and end up behind bars, so it happened. There was no warning or requirements going into the courthouse. There was no mask mandate statewide, no mask mandate in Harnett County. Everyone walked in. There was 98 of us, and we were all in this jury assembly room, and we were told that masks are required per the judge. Now, we were in there for about 20 to 30 minutes, shoulder to shoulder, with 3/4 of us not wearing masks. So the virus, if there was a virus out there, contaminated us anyway. So I was called, when they called roll call, I made eye contact with the clerk, and she said, "I need you to just come over here for not wearing the mask." So they isolated me from the courtroom, sat there until the bailiff got me, escorted me out of the courthouse, and I said, "What's going on?" She goes, "Apparently the judge wants to talk to you." I'm like, "Okay." So she brings me upstairs to the courtroom where the judge was having a case, reciting a case already. Doors open, motioned in. There's about 50 to 75 people in there, and I'm being told to stand before the judge. The judge then says, "Mr. Hahn, I understand that you don't want to wear a mask." And I said, "That's correct." And he says, "Well, and he says, "Why don't you want to wear a mask?" And I said the exact same thing I just mentioned. There's no state mandate. The governor lifted it May 4th. There's no signs in the courthouse that you have to wear a mask. There's nothing. And he goes, "Well, it's my court, and I'm going to order you to wear a mask. And are you refusing my order?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And he goes, "Do you know what the consequences are?" I proceeded to ask the questions like, what's the consequences for not wearing a mask? And he goes, "No, for contempt." I was like, "No, I don't know what the punishment is." And he goes, "Well, $500 fine, up to 30 days in jail." Now, my mouth is speaking before my mind really kind of wrapped my head around what I was going to say. And I said, "I'm not going to wear a mask." And he goes, 24 hours in the Harnett County Jail.
You know, you would have been better just selling fentanyl to children, because that's now allowed. Can I just I know nothing about you. We've never met. I literally know nothing about you, but I can tell just by looking at you, you're probably not a Biden voter. And my guess is, I'm just guessing here, my guess is that the judge could feel that too. Do you think that may have had something to do with it? You're not obedient.
I had a feeling, yes, there was some definitely bias there. And I don't think the judge actually was prepared for me to say, "No, I'm still not wearing a mask," after he told me what the punishment was. So he had to go forward with his decision.
The judge sounds like a complete lunatic who I hope is taken off the bench soon. But what was jail like?
It was the worst 24 hours of my life. I was refused to make a phone call to my minor child who was home. I asked to be excused since I wasn't even selected for jury duty yet. It was still orientation. He could have exempted me. There was 98 people that showed up for jury duty. And I thought I was just going to be in a holding cell for 24 hours. No big deal. Still have my jeans on, my shirt. And after a while, I realized as 6 o'clock comes by, I'm like, okay, I got motioned in, got changed to an orange uniform, got a roll of toilet paper, toothpaste, towel, grab a mat, come with me, and I'm walking with inmates to a cell that I have no idea what this guy's in for. And I was there for about 2 to 3 hours in one cell, and then they called around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. I couldn't tell what time it was because I had no idea, but I went past the guard shack, and they were watching Monday Night Football, so I had an idea it was around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then they put me in isolation until 2 o'clock the next day.
This is...
And, Tucker, if I could...
Please, go ahead.
If I can say one thing, one of the scenarios that I keep thinking about that I wish would have happened, it just took one person to make a stand, and no one else joined me. I wish there was a movie scene where more than like maybe 5 people stood up and joined me. Yeah. It's hard doing the right things. And I told my kids, you know what, always stand up for what you believe in. Don't be bullied. That's right. And stand up for what you believe in and be what's right.
Well, no one's ever going to stand up with you the first time, and that's the point. That's why it's so important for one brave man to stand up and assert his dignity as a man and refuse to obey. And I'm grateful that you did, despite the price that you paid. Gregory Hahn, thank you, and thanks for telling us about it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.